Here we have a parade of Paleo Storystone face and Mammoth effigies. These fashioned out of beautiful, beautiful rose quartz crystal. Now, what we'll find in this rose quartz crystal is not only has it been beautifully flaked in Paleo times, but many pieces have been beautifully etched and grooved as well. The Paleo Indians routinely etched and grooved rose quartz crystal, citrine crystal, obsidian, volcanic glass like this etched piece, which is the hair of the mammoth, which is facing off to the right, and many other types of stone to image the mammoth hair and the hair atop the human faces. And some of these artifacts are super, super cool. This one here, by the way, all of these were purchased from rock dealers that sold this as rough. They sold these as rough specimens. I'm sure they bought this by the pound. And they really don't know that they don't know at all that these are artifacts, or they don't let on to know that they're artifacts. And then I buy them as rough. Oftentimes you can buy this as rough on eBay, for example. This is rose quartz rough. This was a beautiful find here. This is a Paleolithic storystone face and mammoth effigy right here. And it's in the form of a cordiform axe. Unbelievable. This is a Paleolithic cordiform axe. And this comes from Madagascar. Look at that blade edge there. All that brown is patina, by the way. That's all ancient patina. That's not part of the stone. That seeped in there over thousands and thousands of years. But this is a very, very, very rare and cool artifact. This is the eye that's been flaked out, and the nose and the mouth of the face looking off to the left. And then we have the other face with the big rounded nose with the eye looking off to the right. But the cool thing is the mammoth imagery is excellent. There's the hair of the mammoth. They left some of the cortex on the crystal there intact to image the hair right here atop the mammoth head, now facing off to the right. And this has been beautifully flaked and etched. And a rose quartz crystal cordiform Paleolithic hand axe. How you like that? That's a pretty rare and interesting piece made out of beautiful, beautiful rose quartz crystal. And this is from Madagascar. This is also from Madagascar. And you can see it's very similar type. And this is a mammoth facing off to the right. And this one's etched and flaked. Etched and flaked. It's got a lot of etching lines on this. Quite a few etching lines make up this beautiful rose quartz crystal piece right here. That's a great mammoth now, with its eye here, its hair etched, trunk coming off to the left. Again, Madagascar rose quartz crystal is beautiful crystal. It also comes in a little bit more lavender type color. And that's what this is here. That's one. Look at the etching on this. That's all paleo flaking and etching. This is a mammoth facing left now. And we have an eye right here of a face looking up from the back of the mammoth. This is beautifully etched and beautifully flaked. It's a little paleo biface made out of rose quartz crystal. This side is etched to mammoth facing left. You know, horizontally they're mammoths, vertically they're faces. And pretty much, for the most part, just another beautiful Madagascar piece. Now, these are different. These come from South Dakota. One more here from Madagascar, one little guy here. There's a lot of these little ones, and they're flaked and they're etched. You see the etching lines there? That's Paleolithic etching. There's no modern workmanship on this. They did that to image the hair of the faces and the mammoths, and they ground the edges as well in Paleolithic times. And so that stands up by itself. Now these, on the other hand, these all come from I know these two come from South Dakota, and these come from the United States because the seller said they were found in the U.S. I assume they're from South Dakota. That's a mammoth, big hair tuft facing off to the right. And now we have that beautiful mammoth image facing off to the left. This has also been beautifully flaked. There's the eye up here, big mammoth trunk coming off to the left. We have faces on this as well. This is a paleo story stone, been flaked in paleo times. You get used to looking at the perimeters of these, and then we start to observe more of the flaking that they did on stone, other than just the flaking that we've known about and observed for many, many years, and that is the flaking on scrapers, points, and knives. But they flake so much other stone in making these effigies that we see all kinds of interesting flaking that was kind of unobserved before my discovery. And that's why a lot of rock dealers don't know anything about this. They don't know that this is paleo flaking. They just think that that is, that's pretty cool. There's an eye looking at us right there too. There's a face looking at us there. And this is a mammoth effigy made out of beautiful rose quartz crystal and from the United States. And then we have this one here. This is very cool. That's been beautifully, beautifully worked in paleo times. All that is paleo workmanship. And that brown is something that is heavy duty on the surface. I've washed this with dishwasher soap and water and my bare hands. That does not come off. It's some kind of asphaltum. Or something that's adhering to the stone, and it just doesn't come away from there. So I've just left it. I haven't scraped it or anything. And it's well patinated. You see all the brown patina here. And it's beautifully etched for the hair. All that's paleo etching there. No modern workmanship. Those are all irregular hand-drawn lines. There's no machining on this at all. And no modern workmanship, and it's meant to stand up. That's a mammoth facing off to the right, the baby with its big hair tuft above the head. And then we have another mammoth, great mammoth image right there facing left with the big sweeping trunk. Now you see how the parameters around the piece are sweeping in nature, and you get used to looking for that. There's the eye of the mammoth and its trunk coming down to the right there. Cool. This has also been etched on this side big time. And again, this is from South Dakota. So I'm assuming that could very well, that was made to stand up. That could very well be Clovis. This, I'm 99% sure is a Clovis biface in rose quartz crystal. And it's a great effigy. We've got a mammoth now facing off to the right with its eye up here. And then when we turn it this way, we've got the baby mammoth with its little beak of a trunk off to the left here, facing off to the left. And then we've got a face with the eye. This dark part was made that way in flaking it down. That's the nose of the young face looking off to the left. And that's the nose of the old face looking off to the right. And they actually carved kind of a cap up on top of the faces there. Just outstanding. I'm 99% sure this is Clovis because it was found in South Dakota, and it is rose quartz crystal. Now we have the baby mammoth trunk facing off to the right, and then we have the very mature mammoth here facing off to the left. Oh man, what a great image. Beautifully patinated, and just a real nice paleo biface, if not probably Clovis biface. But I just wanted to share, again, these beautiful rose quartz crystal cordiform axe from Madagascar. Unbelievable. And it's a paleo story stone effigy, so we know it was made in Paleolithic time and well patinated, of course. There's that mammoth facing off to the left now. Outstanding. Paleo story stone facing mammoth effigies, etched, grooved, sculpted, beautifully flaked from around the world. Story stone Effigies, again in beautiful rose quartz crystal.